Nobody comes to these places, certainly not to body shops or collision centers, just to say hi and have a good day, right? Something bad happened. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Airing of Grievances. I'm Eric Reamer, this is Robert Grieve, and we are very happy that you are here today. Now listen, if this is your first time here, we are super glad that you are here. Welcome. And if you like what you see, we would love it if you would give us a big thumbs up. Secondarily, if you are an old-timer with us, one of the regulars, we greet you especially warmly. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, your week, to join us every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. here in the Mountain Standard Time. And as you know, we are live during the premiere, so that means if you want to chat with us, you certainly can. We are happy to take that conversation and reply back in real time. If you're watching this on a replay, you're obviously well versed with how to click the thumbs up, how to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to click the notify bell. That's going to let you know when we drop another video. All right, Rob.
Happy Saturday.
To you as well, my friend. Thank you.
Happy Saturday.
Yes. I see that you just put on your glasses, which means you look a little professorial.
It's like I'm an old guy.
But we're going to start today a little differently than we normally start because you've got a kind of a current events trivia question for us.
Yeah. We're gonna handle that. But before we do that, we've had an amazing morning here today.
That's true.
We got a visit from our dear friend Peter Boyles and Mark Crowley.
Yes.
From 710 KNUS, and
That's
they brought
over
me
on
this
this side over there. Yep.
very nice shirt, 710 KNUS. So
used to
thank
work
you
with
guys.
those boys,
Yep.
for several years.
Yeah, sat in the studio with you over there as well.
Yes.
So it was a great morning, and thank you guys so very much for visiting and hanging out. Great conversation.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for the shirt.
Yeah, it looks good on you. It actually fits, which is remarkable. All right.
You sound like my wife.
So let's talk about some current events. What's going on in the world of
EV,
HV, electric vehicles, or HV stands for
high voltage.
Vehicles.
We got two that are going to hit the ground, and when I say hit the ground, they're going to hit the ground, I'm thinking, within the next 30 days.
Okay, and we're talking two brands.
Two brands and two brand new vehicles.
When we think of EVs especially, we tend to think of one brand in particular.
Yeah, Tesla.
But these are people,
Tesla's competition.
People who have all learned from Tesla and have decided to come out with something maybe well, let's just say it's different.
Yeah. It's exciting times. So we have Rivian.
Yep.
Which makes an SUV and a pickup truck.
Okay.
And we have Lucid that makes a sedan.
All right.
They're both poised to drop any day.
Okay. And when you say drop, to make an initial public offering, an IPO.
Well, Lucid's already had a public offering.
Oh.
Rivian is coming up with one.
I see. Okay.
Right around Thanksgiving, I believe.
I see.
And I believe Elon Musk made some sort of comment of maybe they ought to have a vehicle on the ground before they ask for billions of dollars through an IPO. But, you know, he's a funny guy.
Elon is a funny guy, and he's made his fair share of asks from his people, including needing to have a vehicle that was actually able to be produced after he got the money.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, so the question I have for the audience is this. Which one's dropping first?
Oh.
Okay.
Which one's going to have vehicles on the
ground, people driving them? Because all these vehicles are bought. They've been ordered.
Okay.
So it's not like, there's a dealership or something. You've ordered the vehicle years ago, and now they're going to hit the ground.
I see. Okay.
Which one's coming first? Lucid or Rivian?
I guess I need to ask, just because you're probably thinking it. Do you have an idea?
It's anybody's guess.
All right.
It's anybody's guess.
Okay.
So anyway,
All right, so
should we get to the serious stuff?
Well, before we do that, put in the comments, which do you think is going to fall first? Which do you think is going to actually have wheels on the ground with
Consumers driving them?
The EVs and the HVs. Is it Rivian or is it Lucid? And if you don't know anything about those two companies, I'll put the
I'm sure you could show a couple of pictures and stuff.
Oh, of course, yeah. And not only pictures, but I'm going to put the links to those companies.
And throw us a picture of us with Crowley and Peter Boyles. Yeah.
You've got that. I got that as well.
Okay. So I've been doing a little something with owner's manuals over the last few weeks.
Yes.
And this one just has come to life for me.
Okay.
And we talked about it, a couple of weeks ago with Bob, but I want to circle back around because there were some people that made some comments, and I want to show people how serious this could be.
When we started talking about producing this video, I let you know that this has personal attachment to myself as well. And we'll maybe throw in a little bit of color commentary as we talk about it, but I think this is a really important topic to cover.
Yeah. And this is one that you may want to share with friends.
Yep.
For sure. I mean, they all are, but this one is, really kind of a public notice type thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read right out of, this is a Toyota owner's manual.
Okay.
And it says, exhaust gases include harmful carbon monoxide, which is colorless and odorless. Observe the following precautions. Failure to do so may cause exhaust gases to enter the vehicle and may lead to an accident caused by lightheadedness, or may lead to death or a serious health hazard.
So death is a serious health hazard, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's true. So it says important points while driving.
Okay.
And the very first one is keep the trunk lid closed.
Absolutely. And you think, well, why in the world would that be? Well, if those exhaust gases, the carbon monoxide, which we all should understand is deadly. If that gets out of the tailpipe and the particles of that gas get into the trunk, there's no seal between the trunk and the
compartment,
cabin, right? Mm-hmm. There's a couch, there's a seat, but that's not sealed, and carbon monoxide finds its way.
So I think you'll probably put up the picture of the car I'm speaking of.
Here it is.
Okay. So this car is a Lexus, and you can see that the trunk obviously is not going to seal.
There is no seal on that trunk, that's for sure.
All right. So when they're talking in the owner's manual, they're talking about make sure you close the trunk.
Right.
But what if you can't close the trunk? What if you got rear-ended and the trunk is now looks like this, and the pipes are right below it? Right. As you're driving, the air goes like this behind your vehicle and will get sucked right into the car.
We think of the airflow going over the top of the car and out, but there's another airflow that goes
a little
below,
vortex,
and there is the vortex that brings stuff back into that trunk and into the cabin.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous situation, what we're looking at right there.
And this guest was going to be taking a long trip driving this vehicle through states.
Wait. This guest is going to take the car and drive it?
On a trip, yes.
To multiple states?
Yes.
That's a prescription for death.
Yeah. And luckily enough, they were able to come and visit us, and we informed them that is really a significant safety hazard.
Yeah.
And get a hold of the insurance company and said, yeah, this is a no-go, it's a non-driver. Not to mention the potential for the structural damage that's already been done, which we haven't had the car taken apart yet. But,
sure.
So even if the trunk would close, it's not a good idea to drive that thing because the structure's already been compromised. So if it gets hit again, it's just going to collapse the whole thing. So.
All right. So I understand that they brought it to you. You told them this is a danger. Where's the catch in this story? What's the problem?
Well, again, claims handling since COVID, and even before COVID, but it got really pushed hard during COVID. It's changed. You used to call your agent or call the insurance company and they would send an adjuster or send you,
To a place.
Yeah, someplace to have it looked at, or
Yeah.
that's not the way it works anymore. They want you to download an app onto your phone and take pictures and then send them the pictures, and somebody somewhere is going to write an estimate based on the pictures and send you the estimate and mail you a check.
Okay.
And some of the insurance companies are using computers like artificial intelligence, AI,
Yes.
and they analyze the pictures and come up with the estimate.
All right.
It's not even necessarily human interaction.
Sure.
But one thing none of these things can do is say, excuse me, your trunk is so damaged that carbon monoxide could go in there and hurt you. And the insurance company, whoever's handling the claim, is not going to look at that. I've never heard of it anyway, and say, you need to not drive that car. We need to get it towed and all the rest of that,
No,
which
they're
is what
simply-
should happen.
Simply looking at the physical damage and not the potential for invisible damage.
Right. So when you may need to initiate the claim through an app, because that's what the insurance company is going to want you to do.
Yep.
You can refuse to do that and just give them the information over the phone and say, I'm taking it to my shop, or whatever the case may be. But understand that they're going to probably push you towards the app first,
Sure.
because that takes less people.
That's right. It's just it
And-
saves money for them, and there's the common theme with everything we ever talk about.
Yeah,
when
and
it
they
comes to
write you
insurance.
half an estimate. It's nowhere near complete, and they do not assess if there's damage, unless the thing looks like it's totaled. They don't necessarily assess the damage, say that car is safe to drive, that car isn't safe to drive. You need to bring it to somebody that knows that vehicle and get an opinion on whether it's safe to drive or not.
And who knows how to read the original manufacturer's processes for the procedures for repair. Yeah, this is a disaster.
Yeah, it certainly could be, because that's what happened. She snapped the pictures, sent it off to the insurance company, sent an estimate, and she's not from Colorado. She's from another state. The accident happened in Colorado.
Yep.
And she's going to go this place and then back to the other place and get it fixed back there. And
We're
I'm
talking
like,
thousands of miles.
Yeah, might not have made it.
So I told you at the very beginning, this has a personal note for me. I came very close to losing my life and the life of my family when I had a meltdown of a catalytic converter in a 15-passenger van when I was touring. And fortunately, I felt sick. I was at that point where when I pulled in to the mechanic, and the mechanic looked and saw the catalytic converter was completely melted down, and it was just pumping carbon monoxide into the chamber of the van. Both my kids were lethargic, my wife was feeling nauseated, and I was very nauseated and almost like falling asleep. He says, if you'd have driven another 20 minutes, the whole family would be dead. That's a serious thing.
Yeah, carbon monoxide is not something to mess around with, because you don't know you can't fight it, and you don't know it's even happening.
Yeah.
So, if you have to do the photo app, please take it to somebody that you trust to just take another look and make sure that it is safe to drive. There could be small buckles in the structure that you don't see, the insurance company doesn't see, the artificial intelligence doesn't see, and the vehicle may or may not look safe. It could look just like a little bumper job to you.
Sure.
But many times we take the bumper off and the frame rails are bent.
Yep.
And if that's the case, if you get hit again before it gets repaired, that car is just going to fold.
Yeah, and your protection is compromised all the way.
So
All right.
that's the big thing from today.
Well, that is a big thing, and I again want to encourage you, if you're watching this and you've made it this far into the video, you clearly understand our purpose, and our purpose is to make you safe and to arm you with the information that's necessary so that nothing bad could happen.
Yeah, nothing further for sure.
Right. You know. Nobody comes to these places, certainly not to body shops or collision centers, just to say hi and have a good day, right? Something bad happened. But we don't want to compound that with something critical and something potentially lethal. Carbon monoxide is nothing to be messed around with.
Yeah.
So, with that being the case, thank you for showing us. And if you have any questions, and by the way, it's equally dangerous to put luggage or furniture in the back end of a car and keep that thing propped up, even if it's tied down. If there's a seal break,
it needs to be closed.
You've got a serious issue going on.
Potentially, yeah. So.
All right, Rob, thanks again.
One more thing, if I could.
Please.
Today, I have this cup, and it says American Embassy, Kabul, Afghanistan, given to me by a very dear friend many years ago, and I just want to let those families of our 13 heroes know that they're in our thoughts and prayers. And
absolutely.
I am so sorry that things happened the way they did.
It's a tragedy. There's no doubt about it. Everybody agrees.
So to our fine men and women of the armed forces, thank you for what you do for us.
Absolutely. We salute you every day.
God bless America. Happy Saturday, everybody.
Cheers.